Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing sinking funds. We're going to be doing some digital cash stuffing for the month of July, so stay tuned. If this is your first time joining me, hi, my name is Emmy. I am married with 2 children, and this is our channel on how we plan to get out of over $200,000 worth of debt. And I like to create budgeting content where I talk about our sinking funds, our savings plans. I do weekly check-ins and monthly budgets. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so that way you can stay tuned for when we post new videos. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope that you enjoy this video, so let's go ahead and get started. So you guys might remember when I set up my July budget that I did talk about my sinking funds briefly. I had mentioned that normally I like to stuff anywhere from $900 to $1,000 worth of sinking funds every month, but July happens to be a little bit more of a tight budget because we overspent so much in June, and I'm just trying to get my family back on track. So this month, I think we can get everything done with only stuffing $860. So I have a couple sinking fund categories. I've added more throughout the months just depending on my family's needs. A couple people have asked me what exactly are sinking funds. Sinking funds are basically savings accounts. So when big spends happen, you have money to pay for those big things. A good example would be a health sinking fund. So if you have a big doctor bill come in, you have some money saved up so that way you're not spending your entire paycheck on paying off a doctor bill. Another example could be something like Christmas. I know that's a big one for those who celebrate, when you spend all of that money on gifts or food. And so I like to have a Christmas sinking fund so when it gets around November, December time, I have a pot of money to pull from so I'm not using my entire November or December paycheck to pay for all those things. Now, my family also has a couple of sinking funds that I guess people would call variable sinking funds, which means they're kind of like a revolving door. I don't have an end goal in mind for them because we do use them a lot, but I don't use them so much to where they would necessarily be a weekly expense or a weekly cash envelope. Examples of that would be like my kids. Every now and then I do need to buy something for my kids, such as if I'm at the store and I see a toy that they might like, or if they're outgrowing some clothes and so they need some new clothes or new shoes. I usually take all of that from my kids' sinking fund. And I'm sure that I dip into my kids' sinking fund at least once a month. And so there isn't really an end goal. Like, I don't want $500 in my kids' sinking fund. I just always want something to be in there because I do know I dip into this a lot. So I advise, if you are thinking about starting your own sinking funds, try to decide which ones you would like to have a budget goal. For example, my Christmas budget goal is $1,000 by Christmas time. And then which ones you want to start that are variable, things that are like that revolving door that don't necessarily have a goal, but you always want something in there in case of an emergency, such as kids, maybe like a house sinking fund, clothes, things like that. All right, enough blabbering. So a lot of people like to put their sinking funds in cash, but because I deal with such a large amount of money when it comes to depositing my sinking funds, I do everything electronically. And so I'm going to stuff my $860 of sinking funds using the Qube app. Okay, I apologize about the shadows, but I needed to turn the light off so you could see my iPad screen without any glare. This is what it looks like when you open the Qube app on your phone. I, however, record all of my YouTube videos on my phone, so I'm just going to show you on my iPad, but this is the same screen that you see. In the Qube app, it's basically like a digital cash envelope system. In the free version of Qube, I think you're only allowed 10 different envelopes, or they like to call them cubes. But I actually won a Qube giveaway to where they gave me a lifetime membership for free. So when you have the lifetime membership or the premium membership, then you can have as many cubes or cash envelopes as you want. So Right now, I have some money in what's called the cloud. This is like floating in limbo. This is money that I transferred over from our checking account, $860, which needs to be stuffed into our sinking fund accounts. So if I click on spending, this is how much I have in my sinking funds right now, and I need to put the $860 in those different envelopes. As soon as I click on spending, you can see all of my different sinking funds. The first thing I have up here is a Qube for pay. My family likes to use an American Express credit card. We use that card in order to gain points, and those points can be redeemed as cash. So what works best when we use our sinking funds is when we swipe our American Express card, we use the money from the sinking funds to pay it directly back the next day. I never like to leave a balance on my American Express credit card because I don't want us to accumulate more debt as we're trying to pay off debt. So right now, as you can see, some of these sinking funds are looking pretty sparse because we did spend a lot in June. So what I'm going to do is stuff each one of these, and the way that you do that is I'll click on the sinking fund I want, such as health. I do internal transfer, and I want to move money from the cloud, which is that obscure limbo area that my $860 is in. And this month I budgeted $60 to be put into the health Qube. So I just put $60, and I'm going to just put July deposit. So that way I know why I'm putting that money in this Qube. And it's like, are you sure you want to do that? Submit. And there we go. So what I like about Qube Money is there's a record or an activity log, transaction log of all of the transactions that you do. So that way I don't have to write them down in my planner if I don't want to, because it's all here. I just like to have it all in one space and keep track of everything in my planner. So you can see here I added the $60 and my new health balance is $69.08. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff the rest of my sinking fund envelopes. Normally I do stuff my taxes envelope. This is for car taxes to get our license plates tags renewed every year. My registration for my car was significantly less than I thought it was going to be, and my husband's is only going to be a little bit more. We have plenty of money in this sinking fund envelope, so I'm not going to put any money in it this month, especially since we're on a tighter budget. In the future, the closed sinking fund is not going to be receiving this much in every monthly deposit. However, it is the school year coming up. My husband is a teacher, and he likes to buy new clothes at the beginning of the school year. So since that happens around August, September time, I want to go ahead and make sure we have a pretty good sinking fund for him to do so. And this is a new sinking fund that we started, and it's going to get our last $25. This is for holidays like Halloween or Thanksgiving, holidays that come up that you don't really think about that you need to spend money for. And now we have 2 kids and Halloween's coming up. We need to think about Halloween costumes. For Thanksgiving, we need to think about the food that we need to cook. So having a sinking fund for those specific holidays, I think would be a good idea. So we just started this one. And right now it's got $100. Just kidding. $50. Wait. Oops, I did that wrong. It's because I didn't switch it up. See? I bet you guys were watching that and being like, wait. There we go. Now it's all right. So now if I look at my cloud balance, it is at 0. All of that money is put into my different sinking funds. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. If you would like to try Qube Money as an app, it is free. I will leave a download link in my description box. I really recommend you giving it a try, especially because it is free. And if you do enjoy it, you could get the premium subscription later. But for a free service, I think it's a great way to put everything in its own individual envelope digitally, especially if you are someone who uses their card a lot. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.